Okay, I'm Colleen Dieter. I am the founder of Central Texas Seed Savers, and that's why we're here tonight. This is our annual fundraiser. And yay, thanks, Stephanie. Yes, thank you. Thank you all so much for coming. And I want to let you know that Central Texas Seed Savers is a project of Fruitful Commons. That is a local nonprofit organization that provides the administrative and business backbone for projects like ours that are working towards sustainability in local food production, local agriculture projects here in Austin. So some of the leaders are here from Fruitful Commons, and we're tabling here tonight. So I'm so appreciate that they're here tonight. And really important part of our organization, supporting us. So thank you. So I also want to thank Jay White from Texas Gardener Magazine, who was the first speaker tonight. Thank you for coming. And again, Nessa with MicroLife, and our other sponsors, Ripples and Roots Wildscapes, Glass Root Garden, Foodie and Tina, Focal Point Features, Native American Seed, Adaptive Water, Summer Moon Coffee, Glass Root Garden. Oh, they got two. They're on there twice. All right. And all our raffle prize and gift donors. So y'all make sure you check out the raffle, and we're going to pull some raffle tickets out. Whoa, spooky effect. And I want to thank our community partners who are here tonight tabling with Tree Folks, TNLA, who are in the back here. Yeah, TNLA Region 8. Xerces Society. Stephanie's a huge TNLA fan. Yeah. The Trail Conservancy, Travis County Master Gardeners, the Native Plant Rescue Project, and I want to thank all our food and drink sponsors, Kristen's Gourmet Pralines, Calvin Clary, who helped us out here with the sound system too, provided music for us, Obsidian Brewery, Slot Tea Beer, Liquid Death, which I love, and then of course all of the volunteers who worked here tonight to bring this wonderful event together. I so appreciate all y'all. Everybody worked so hard getting all of this together. Really want to thank Green Sleeves Nursery for hosting, and this is really one of the first. Yeah, thank you. They're wonderful, and I'm so proud to you have a good relationship with them, and what they're doing with growing very rare, hard to find native plants for our community is such important work, and I'm so delighted that we could collaborate with them. And I really want to thank all of y'all for coming, all the attendees, right? So give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. This outpouring of support from our community has been incredibly inspiring and heartwarming as our organization grows more and more. It's just been so wonderful to get everyone together and say hi to all of y'all, and I'm just so glad that you could join us tonight. So I also want to take a few moments to reflect on the human ancestors who came before us in this unique place that we call home here in Central Texas, and all of the seeds that they carried with them. Let's also take a moment to reflect on the soil that Nessa was talking about that supports all of the life in this unique place we call home in Central Texas. Let's also take a moment to reflect on the plants and their seeds that brought us all together today and provide the air and the energy for all life on Earth. Okay, thank you. So, I know y'all had jambalaya and y'all had pralines and beer, and it's raining, so you're all gonna get ready to fall asleep, right? So okay, some of you might have had coffee from Summer Moon. So I'm gonna need you all to participate in my talk a little bit tonight. All right, so first I'm gonna start by asking, who here loves plants?
I
do. Okay, now, why? Shout out your reasons why you love plants.
I like to breathe.
Yeah, breathing's good, right? We all need oxygen to live, and they manufacture oxygen for us, correct? Yeah, why else do you love plants? I like to eat too. Yeah, someone said I like to eat. Yes, all of our food comes from plants, right? Someone else said I like rain. Yeah, and they're how the plants function in the ecosystem and their transpiration helps the water cycle. That's a good one. Why else? Why else do you love plants? Shade. That's a great one. So we have trees that provide shade for us to help keep us cool. They can provide a windbreak when it's cold too. On a cold night like this with a north wind, it's nice to have a tree near you. Why else, y'all? Come on. Peacefulness, beauty, right? Butterflies, all the creatures that depend on the plants too, right? So we're thinking about that. Okay, so now, say it again. Medicine, of course. Most of our medicines are plant-based originally. Aspirin is a good example, coming from the Salix genus. All the willows make aspirin. Okay, the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is a little call and response, okay? This is going to be spooky time with this light on me and leading call and response. I might be accidentally starting a cult. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to say, what's the answer? And you all are going to say, seeds. Okay? So we're going to practice right now, okay? What's the answer?
Seeds.
Okay, we got it. What's the answer?
Seeds.
Okay, I think y'all are down. All right, we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to launch into a little more serious content. I'm going to talk to you about climate change. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how Austin has been affected by climate change even more than the average place on the globe. Austin, in the last 5 winters, has experienced record low temperatures. In 2021, we experienced Winter Storm Uri, the historic winter storm. And in 2023, we experienced the historic ice storm as well. We're also simultaneously experiencing ongoing drought and overall hotter temperatures for the last 5 years. And of course, you all know this summer we experienced the devastating floods of 2025. What's the answer?
Seeds.
Plants use carbon from the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide to make their body parts. So they take the carbon out of the atmosphere and can help reverse climate change, okay? Plus, as Nessa was saying earlier, they have close relationships with soil microbes. And those soil microbes can also take carbon out of the atmosphere and trap it in the soil, where it can be used for the plants and other organisms. And that's what makes healthy soil. Healthy soil has a lot of carbon in it, okay? You all may have heard that you ought to kill your lawn. Who has heard that? Kill your lawn, right? If you want to help the environment and be eco-conscious, you should not have a lawn. Reducing lawn space means less mowing. And when you do less mowing, that means there's less carbon emissions because you're not using a machine to mow your grass, right? And the plants that you put in place to replace the lawn help sequester more carbon, and they support more insect and animal life than a lawn ever could. How many of you have ever heard that you ought to eat food that is produced locally? Yeah, that also helps with sustainability, right? So most of our food in the United States is produced in California and Florida, or we bring it in from abroad. And we know that California has been also very strongly affected by climate change, even though they're producing most of our food. And they're having a lot of climate-related disasters. And Florida also is experiencing more hurricanes because of climate change. So it is not sustainable for us in Texas, where we can produce a lot of food, and we are the 4th largest agricultural producer in the nation, to be asking for all of our food to come from other states and from abroad. Okay, it's not sustainable. And when we bring food from other states, that creates more emissions because we're shipping it from further away, right? But we have a problem. Many of the native plants and food crops that thrive in Austin are not available in the nursery trade. Okay? Of course, green sleeves is an exception. How can we produce more food and native plants to make Austin more sustainable? What's the answer? Okay, good. That's a good one. I'm going to do it again. What's the answer?
Seeds.
All right, there we go. So at the same time, we are in the midst of a lesser known crisis of mass extinction worldwide. In the United States, 34% of all native wild plants are at risk of extinction. And it's worse in Austin because we are at the crossroads, south by southwest, of multiple ecosystems. Our ecosystems here are more fragile than in other places. And the situation is even more dire with pressures from development, pollution, poor land management, invasive species, and deer and animal grazing. Even our food crops that we are able to save seeds from are going extinct. 80% of all apple varieties went extinct in the last 100 years worldwide. In the US, it's estimated that 90% of our domesticated, open pollinated food crops have gone extinct already. What's the answer?
Seeds.
All right. And I mean all the seeds. I'm talking about vegetables. I'm talking about fruits, fruit trees, native wild plants, trees, herbs, and all the useful plants. I think that's one of the special things about Central Texas Seed Savers is that we really do have programming to protect all of the plants. So all of this bad news can really make you loathe humans and yourself. And it can make you feel overwhelmed with fear. I think that feeling of loathing and fear is contributing to our isolation from community. In 2003, the Surgeon General of the U.S. issued an advisory about the loneliness epidemic. There is an epidemic of loneliness in our country that is just as deadly as smoking. If you are lonely, it is just as harmful to your health as smoking. Okay? What's the answer?
Seeds.
Yeah, everybody here tonight was talking, laughing. I saw a lot of people smiling, hugging. It's hard to feel lonely in a situation like this, right? Action is the cure for fear. Community is the cure for loathing of humanity. Humans are part of an ecosystem, not separate from it. As much as plants are able to do, one thing they can't do on their own is move from place to place. Our role in the ecosystem is collecting seeds, sharing seeds, and planting seeds. Seeds are real items that you can hold in your hand. During the COVID shutdown, I was sharing seeds with people during the shutdown. I was sharing seeds with people via mail and via porch pickup. And even though I couldn't meet those people in person, I still was solving my own loneliness problem by sharing something with them. And knowing that that other person also cared about plants and also cared about seeds made me feel much less lonely and much more a part of an integrated community. So, we can cure the loneliness epidemic through seed sharing with one another and find our place in the ecosystem as humans through seed sharing. What's the answer?
Seeds.
Yeah. With these three crises facing us, seed sharing is uniquely positioned to solve all three problems at once. The seeds, the plants, the soil, the insects, the animals, and the humans, plus the intra-human interactions and the human-non-human interactions form a community ecosystem. What's the answer?
Seeds.
I want to tell you how CTSS is helping form this community ecosystem of seed sharers. First, we have the Seed to Tree Partnership, which is our partnership with tree folks, where we encourage all of y'all to collect tree seeds and then send them to tree folks so that they can plant them in their native trees nursery. Yay! So that way they can use those seeds and those little saplings for their reforestation programs. We have our Fruit Savers group where we are searching for fruit trees that thrive in Central Texas and asking you all to map them and let us know where they are, and teaching folks how to propagate those fruit trees so that we can produce more of our own food. We are also working on a seed bank and farm operation where we will be freezing rare vegetable seeds that thrive here in Austin to protect them in perpetuity, and then growing them out on our farm to create more seeds that we can share in the community. We have our seed swap events, and we have one coming up a week from today on November 8th from 11 to 1 at the Austin Public Library in downtown Austin. Bring your seeds. Yeah, if you're hoarding seeds, it's not a good thing. You got to share them, okay? I know you seed people. I know you plant people. So bring your seeds. Even if you don't have seeds, we always have tons of seeds. We have a lot of seeds, so you can come and get seeds. And the seed swap is the place to find the seeds that you've been looking for that you can't find anywhere else. And the leftover seeds from the seed swaps go into our seed library programs. So Austin Public Library Plus, many of the suburban and ex-urban community libraries have seed collections where people can come to the library and take seeds out of the library, and then you can bring seeds back to the library to share with others too. Okay, and the seed libraries are a really important point of entry for beginner gardeners, for low-income folks. Seeds are really expensive, and they're also a repository for rare seeds that you just cannot buy anywhere else and you can't find anywhere else. And all kinds of good stuff comes through the libraries. So take a look. And we're also empowering others to save seeds through seed saving education too. So what's the answer?
Seeds.
All right. Okay. So we need y'all to support us, and we so appreciate you being here for us tonight. You can donate seeds to us. You can donate money. You can volunteer with us on a working group. You can keep coming to these events. You can hold your own seed swap too, which we hope you'll do. We try to keep sort of a decentralized organization. We're trying to empower others to do the same work in their communities. So have your own seed swap, and you can invite us to teach classes with any group that you're with. Of course, our website is sendtextseedsavers.org. And I just want to thank y'all again for being here. Okay, one more time. What's the answer?
Seeds.
I'm Colleen Dieter with atxgardens.com, by the way, is my business too, and I have a podcast. So if you like listening to my funny accent, you can hear me on ATX Gardens podcast. I hope you'll listen to me and check out my website at atxgardens.com.